to the group chat. They're like, yeah, I don't even really want to repeat it. It's insane. It's just like when the most absurd drug finally opens up its dispensary, and it's just like everybody goes to it. It's funny, but I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Oh, before we leave,
I didn't even realize what time.
It's 2 o'clock. We're gonna do what we've been doing all of last week, you and I, Obi.
All
it's
right.
the 30-second trade review.
I like that.
Give it to us. Jody, we'll see you tomorrow. While Obi and I are doing our 30-second trade review, put it in the chat, $ and then the specific ticker in which you would want us to talk about on the rundown before the end of the show, and we send it back over to Neil and Sean. So we're going 30-second trade review with Neil starting now. I mean, with Obi starting now, and then we're going to get your votes in the chat, guys.
Boom, thank you. All right, right off of the opening drive, absolutely solid long, but when those buyers dissipate, I like the reversion. Bit of a messy jumble here, not sticking with the reversion, tilt trading on my part for not sticking with the trade that was actually there, and that reversion was absolutely beautiful. And then we also got the reversion of the reversion on Apple, so that one was nice. And then got involved with some Nvidia. This was initiated some on the prior bar break of the 15-minute candle, getting stopped out a little chopped up. But when that false break comes in, I do like to get a lot more aggressive for the pullback in, a bit of reversion happening. Didn't really quite get back down to VWAP, but we take it into levels from before, and it seems like the bid is stepping right back up again. That's all I got right now. Don't forget to save risk for MSCI.
Beautiful stuff. 30 seconds. This is going to take us 10 seconds here. All right, guys, RGTI correlating volume price analysis on a daily and leading that to an intraday chart. We take attempt number 1. We go 0 for 1, but no hesitation nation on RGTI as we take that move to almost the near of the high of the day. And then a small short on QBTS, which did not work for us, but that's okay. And that is going to come to a conclusion, in which is the 30-second trade review. Thank you guys very much. I hope everyone has a fantastic remainder of the day. Thank you for voting. Obi voted. I didn't see Neil and Sean vote, but maybe they will as soon as we head over to them. Send it over to the big guys.
Take it easy.
Yeah, we don't vote. We could.
We're supposed to be voting on something?
We just cover whatever you guys want us to talk about. I mean, I could vote on a symbol.
I don't know what we're voting on here.
No, we're voting on symbols.
Oh, we're voting on
symbols. It's just like what symbol. You know what? I got to give it up to.
Okay.
I got to give it up to Micron. I just threw $MU in there. I don't know if you can see it drop back in here, but the afternoon brought to you by Beta Pro, by Globex. Everybody is locked and loaded, and I can tell you it's been a bullish run. Forget about 2.
Big time.
We might want 3% today. Bullet. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, seriously. We've been talking about 2% almost every single day.
Wow, Bitcoin.
In terms of volatility. And really the fact that we could get 3 points today and not break out that Thursday high. That's the craziest thing about it. Like, we wouldn't even necessarily be through that Thursday high, but it's still an absolute barn burner. We're over 88 on Bitcoin. Check that.
Yeah.
We're almost at 89 on Bitcoin. If you had ETH making a run at 3,000 on your bingo card this morning, congratulations to you. I for sure didn't bet that. There's no chance. If you told me 3,000 on ETH today, I'd be like, no, it's not happening. But it is happening right now. Because the rally, well, I mean, the bounce, like, you know what? It's a bounce. To call it a rally, given what I just showed where we're at relative to Thursday, it'd be a little disingenuous. Like, regardless of what stock you look at, like, most things haven't really filled the entirety of the gap. And I think that's going to be the big challenge. Like, can we make that next press to get through some of those Thursday levels that come into play? It's light on earnings. Of course, it's a holiday week. And this is the other thing we didn't talk about enough. It's 2.5% up. But it's also on light volume because of the holiday week. So how much, it's great for today, but how much credence do we want to give this move given the fact that it has occurred on such relatively light volume? We'll see.
All right, just saying something. Brendo there. Okay, yeah, I mean, there goes Google. As you guys were gone, we're lucky enough to get this 312 down here on Google. I mean, what kind of a, that was $6 winner there on Google when we shorted up here and got out right there. So I'm still have a small piece left, looking to get shorter if we get them to 318. But as you guys had just mentioned there in the chat, I mean, what a day it's been for the NASDAQ, up 2.62%. At the beginning of the day, we showed you guys that the NASDAQ topped, like peak to trough there during its downside play, which was just Friday, which is why we went over this. It wasn't that big of a move. It was, what, 6.5% or so? This is just going to be as rough as it can possibly be right there. Yeah, 6.8 we have on here, top to bottom. So give that back another 3% back today. So, you know, you're just off, let's just call it 4% or so from the highs of the NASDAQ right now. So yeah, it looks like the market does want to continue a little bit higher here. I'm still in some kind of a short here with the NASDAQ. We've been shorting this area right here just over the last hour or so. It's pretty bar-coded. We were right. So we shorted it early, we were wrong, and then, you know, as per usual, we get right back in as we think we get wicked out there. But yeah, no, I think it just wants to sort of cruise a little bit higher. So high of the day break here for the NASDAQ, which is 5 pennies from here, we're out. Actually, the high is 27. I actually have my stop wrong. Let's just go to 51.31 right there to get stopped out at the high of the day there if and so this happens. But yeah, man, welcome back to the jungle. It's been a pretty interesting couple weeks of trading, needless to say. Really excited to have the whole new setup behind us. Yeah. See Adara there, or now it's Joe, but Adara back at that desk. It's been an awesome look for us, as well as the midday show is still 11 to 2, and then we start earlier at 8 o'clock. So now join us from 8 to 4 every day, live every single day, except for Friday, which is a half day, and Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. So if you are located in the United States, we will not be live, or anywhere, we will not be live on Thursday, and you'll be enjoying it with you and yours. And it's nice to have those kind of days off here in Canada.
Do you, because do you like turkey or anything on that?
No, not really on those days. No. Well, I mean, maybe we should do that. Maybe we'll do something like turkey subs or something, but we won't do like the big turkey day. No, or ham, or I'm more of as opposed to ham, I would prefer like a big roast beef.
Yes.
On those days. I'm not. See, I'm not the biggest ham guy.
See, this is where I'm at with holiday feasts. First of all, a holiday, it's about family anyway.
Yeah.
As long as you spend time with the family and watch a little football, I think you're good to go and watch a little football. Maybe have pumpkin pie. But why turkey or ham when there's like roast beef is just better? Lamb's just better. Why not just
nowadays the price of beef? Oh, shoot, through the roof.
Don't even get me started.
We were like at $20 a steak, which was pretty cheap last night. Yeah. I was like what? To feed like this family of 4 is like $80 just in meat. Oh, I've been to Farm Boy.
Pumpkin pie, right,
I was at Farm Boy yesterday, my guy. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about flat iron steak or anything like that, but I like Farm Boy. I'm going to be going back. We went to Farm Boy yesterday.
Strip line,
was right by where we played. Yeah, that New York strip. That's what we had last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the market's starting to go back to the high side right now. So yeah, pumpkin pie is the best for sure. For me, anyways. Top that up with a little bit of ice cream. I mean, it's hard.
You got to watch this. I can't say the bit, but may you rest in peace. Bernie Mac had one of the greatest bits.
Oh, did he? I love it.
And one of his best stand-ups has like the greatest pumpkin pie line.
Oh, does it? Yeah, that was such a good.
Dude, Bernie Mac was. The dude was just built different, hilarious, but the pumpkin pie line was hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
So the market heading back into the high. Grunfeld says pecan pie is where it's at. Oh, look,
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Pecan pie is delicious too. But to be perfectly honest, I'll eat just about, if it's a holiday treat, then it's up in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That being said, like, you got to do it all right. Give me that good home cooked mac and cheese.
Oh, wow. Oh, now you're talking about sides? I like the stuffing. The stuffing, homemade stuffing.
The stuffing's fine. I just feel like I'll give me 2 servings of the mac and cheese, and I'll go without the stuffing, and I'm good to go.
All right.
But that's one of those things. Like, give me that, and then give me the pumpkin pie, and then Thanksgiving is taken care of, as far as I'm concerned. Because anything else doesn't really. And then again, watch some football. That's straight up. That's usually a normal thing we try to do. And maybe we should have been buying some Tesla for Thanksgiving.
Well, you still can.
Well, no.
You're going to pay 8% more.
7.5%? Come on, son. What are we doing? Every single time I've been in Tesla, it's like, it's one break. It's just one break away from the follow through, one break away from the follow through. Get it? One break away from, it's just not following through, which we're still going higher, 7.5 points. I took my shot. Someone said, are you shorting Tesla? No, not really. I took the shot at the 4. I did the trend break. Okay, I was waiting for the trend break, so I took that trend break trade. That was earlier. And I said I would wait till 420 set up. So there's 420 breaking, there's 420 breaking. Then I slap a new trend line after it's broken 420. It breaks that trend line, and I'm able to short off of that lower high, but none of them follow through. So, like, I waited for my spot that's the price I was looking for this morning. But I mean, like, look, it's not going, and it's now still trending higher. So I can't, like, I'm not shorting it anymore because it's just not setting up. And maybe there's something later on in the day, but eventually you got to get away from it at some point. Alexander Anderson, we're going to get into the run in a second, but a question, what about Adobe? Thoughts on Adobe? See, it's always interesting, and thank you for putting the $ in there, by the way. Appreciate that. It's always interesting on days like this, and this is not to crap on Adobe or anything, but we're up 2.7% and everything is catching a bid. You don't want to be down 0.7. Like you don't want this to be you. Like Adobe's been beaten up and the market's rallying like crazy. So a beaten up name like this, ooh, that's not good. Like I can't say anything positive about the price action in Adobe today. Like even a minor breakout to show that it's participating would be okay. Like this dropped at the open and then just consolidating underneath Friday's levels. Like that's just bad. So this stock, penalty box, it's like one of those, it's a short till it's not. This daily chart looks terrible. They got all kinds of competition they got to deal with. Yeah, I don't even know where maybe pull out like a monthly chart or something to see where the bottom might be on Adobe, because I'm not even sure. Uh-oh, see when the wheel goes?
We just had Adobe's brother hosting the Midday show, Obi, and it's like, you guys are asking us about Adobe? We had Obi over here.
How are you going to be down today if you're in tech?
There was a couple, yeah, we're going to go over, as soon as you're ready there, Joe, we'll come over to you. But Disney's down, DraftKings down, Boeing down. I mean, these aren't tech names, of course. Starbucks down, Uber down, XOM down. On my list, those are the only names.
Uber stands out a bit.
Uber's basically flat, down 0.1. But out of those names, yeah, Starbucks down 2.4%, DraftKings down 2.5%, Disney down 1.6%, Boeing down 0.7%. Broadcom, you guess what Broadcom's up? I know you were looking earlier.
10.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, we looked earlier.
Okay. 10.
I would never have guessed Broadcom be up 10%.
A&D up 6%. Robinhood, as expected with crypto bouncing. This is a really great bounce for crypto. 88,000 is huge for crypto right now. Like IBIT is having itself a day. And we talked about BMNR earlier on today as well. Bitcoin futures up to 88,620, 625 right now. Look at IBIT. It's really found a bid all day. It's just kept on catching bids, right? I mean, the first 20 minutes, the whole market was trying to figure itself out, but then VWAP again, bounce, new highs for IBIT, just coming off new highs now. But yeah, great days all around. And I hope you guys are having a good day and it's about to get better. We're going to do the rundown right now with Joe.
It's on my shoulder.
There you go. What's up?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the segment in which you guys get to decide which tickers and stocks we talk about. But first, let's get into some of the overall major averages, and that's going to be the Dow Jones. And you can see that we have been climbing higher with the overall market as well, too, running into Friday session's high, which is very interesting. Now let's take a look at the IWM before we get into our first ticker of the day. And you guessed it, guys. Most bet it's going to be Bitcoin. But first and foremost, we're going to take a look at the IWM outpacing what the Dow is and putting in a new high, surpassing Friday's pivot high of around 237.50. Now let's head back over to the name in which we are going to be talking about this morning. And as Sean was just mentioning, a nice bounce in the crypto space. Well, I wonder if this has any correlation with it. JP Morgan stating that Bitcoin miners are entering a high conviction phase. So here are some of the analysts. Reginald Smith and Charles Pierce said miners are entering a high conviction phase of higher power compute transitions as more than 600 megawatts of long-term AI-related deals were signed since late September. Now, Michael Noss also talking about stimulus coming into the overall market as well, too. Guys, currently we're up around 6% in Bitcoin. What do you think about Bitcoin and IBIT today?
It's incredibly bullish today. Now, wasn't JP Morgan like supposed to be like, oh, they're the haters of the Bitcoin?
No, I mean, I thought that was well overblown.
It was to a certain extent. You had a lot of there was a lot of online like Twitter bashing, X bashing, and some of it had to do with some of it had to do with very specific names, like they weren't targeting Bitcoin per se, they were targeting like the whole treasury aspect of it. So it was like a shot at MSTR and BMNR. But here's the thing, it's a legitimate concern. Like I don't see how you could hold one of those treasury plays and not be worried about whether the index would decide, like MSCI, which is rebalancing tonight, whether they would decide, hey, these guys aren't a business. This is not really a business. This is just essentially an ETF or a treasury, and therefore it doesn't really qualify as something we'd hold. Well, that's a real concern. Like if I was a holder of those, I'd want to be aware of that if I wasn't aware of it, because if it were to get dropped, then it would be a bad thing. Now, all of that being said, I don't know, I will be frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself over this one because ultimately, like, yeah, I got a couple of reversions that were pretty solid in Bitcoin, but it was wrong. I bought the first dip, I bought the trend break, and then for whatever reason, and I don't have a great explanation for this, when it bounced off VWAP here, and I had that short and it trailed it out, like this is my original entry point. I said in my note, if it's above 40, if it holds the opening range with the first half an hour above 48.5, I should be bullish. So that happened. And I think most of it was, well, that short kind of worked and didn't lose money. It made money. So then I should look for the next short. But no, it set up everything for the long. There was the VWAP hold. It then started buying on trend, which I didn't do. And the rest of it history. Sometimes what will happen is you can get married to, oh, well, the last trade worked, so therefore I should look for that same setup again, instead of just doing what was already happening and sticking to your original plan. Because big move over there on IBIT. The fact that we've now held 88, let me just go to the Bitcoin chart for a second because I wanted to show you this. Now that we're holding above the 88, like there is your breakdown underneath. And we got the higher low. Now we're breaking the prior highs. I think the next step is a challenge of the 90,000 level. Maybe this is it. And people like myself who I thought this break happens and we would not take much time to get to 75. Maybe the bounce was to 80 and just a little bit off. So my stink bid, sigh, remains unfilled.
All right, I'm sure it'll get filled at some point.
I still think so, but
yeah, who knows? So look at this, IBIT right now up 4.5%. So obviously MicroStrategy is probably up like 7 or 8% or so. I mean, the move down that's been happening. Yeah, well, no, how about that? MicroStrategy down less than Bitcoin. Terrible. Up less than Bitcoin, sorry, up less. So as MicroStrategy continues to, get hit to the downside right there, it's moved from top to bottom as we continue to do this. I just want to let everybody know, like MicroStrategy is obviously a fun stock to trade. But this top to bottom move right here, they should never showed me how to use this. 61%, right? 460 down to 170. So that's the move, right there happening. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got rid of it. How do I get rid of it? There we go. So that's that move. And if you go, so that's 61% top to bottom on MSTR. The move top to bottom right there on Bitcoin itself, 31%. So virtually exactly double the move there between MSTR and IBIT. So I was expected for MSTR and IBIT to sort of move back together, but it looks like right now IBIT a little up more than MSTR strategy. So I'd just say watch out if you are trading this one. It seems like it wants to fall a lot quicker than it wants to go up. So you got to be careful when trading that one. You don't even know this yet, but I believe we're working on this Monday. Kevin O'Leary will be on. So he's going to be talking about, he has a couple of different crypto plays that he's talking about as well. So just dropped in my inbox right there. They're also going to collab on this as well. So he's going to collab on this. So that was a really funny time when Neil and I and I think that's it, just me and you with Sharif maybe in on that as a baby, I'm not sure, but we had some fun with that. So we'll have Kevin back this coming Monday. So that should be a lot of fun around 10:30 or so. So get ready to have some KO fun then. But all right, so that's it. We don't know what's on the board other than maybe Open Door or Tesla or something like that coming next. I see a Big Bear AI there, Joe. So let's go back over to Joe and find out what he wants us to talk about, the next stock on the rundown.
The next stock I want you guys to talk about is going to be NVDA. Yes, we're getting some more analysts saying that this bubble can be greater and worse than the 2008 financial bubble and crisis. So generally, when you're gripped by a bubble, people just don't want to listen because they're making so much money, says the analyst. The warning from Edwards adds to growing course of concerns about the state of the U.S. economy, particularly in reliance on the AI and tech trade. Now, with NVDA climbing a little bit higher today and not too far off of its all-time highs, do you guys think we're in a bubble, or are we just overthinking things?
Everything is a bubble. No, look, everything, I say it every single time, every single major bull rally is in theory a bubble because of the manner in which it gets inflated by money printing and then chasing assets. It's just a matter of whether that bubble, like overspending, is popping and you get like a massive correction at a certain point. Because that's the cycle. Like we have determined that is how the world economy shall work, right? And so therefore we're going to have these mini pockets which get they go a little bit crazy because money gets too cheap and too much gets printed, and then you chase all the same things, and maybe you get a crazy pullback like the dot-com bubble, or maybe you get like an 08. It depends on whatever the catalyst is that causes the pullback. I don't think the AI has turned into that yet. If you compare it to the dot-com, it doesn't seem like it's gone that far yet. Nvidia for the longest time in the morning it could not get going as a part of this rally. And we talk about being patient, but I don't know. Like this set up a wedge, and I wasn't trading Nvidia today. And I was like, this one's not going to be on my radar because I'm going to trade the other tech or the other chip names. But it did this trend wedge break, whatever you want to call it, right here. And then look at how distinctly things changed, and that took the market up to the next leg. And ultimately, it never got to the 185, which is your resistance from Friday, and then go back to Thursday as well, 185.5. So it gets far enough, but not quite all the way, and then you could see it pulling back. Now, I said today I was going to go after SMCI, that was a loss, and then I went to Intel early on at yesterday's high, that was a loss, and waited for Intel to get to the next dollar up, just shorted at 35, waited it to get to 30, waited for it to get to 36, then shorted at 36. Now, I feel like when Nvidia comes back down in, it drags things with it. So as long as Nvidia stays away from that high, it's already putting in a lower high, like without a re-break of 182.5 and a retest to the high, I feel like some of the chips that you could pull off for some weakness are okay to be in the short. But if I see this start to go again, I see it start to break 183, I don't know if it's going to be a reload on anything. You just don't want to fight the market when the weakest Mag 7 name this morning has been woken, and when we get to those highs. So it's a little bit different than in the morning, where there was always the chance things could still break down. Because if Nvidia had done the opposite and broken this trend down, we wouldn't be 2.5% to the upside. But it didn't. It broke higher. So you have to start respecting it. This morning, they didn't matter that much, but this afternoon, I think Nvidia is going to. And then back of the mind, just try to remember, look at how light all of this volume is. You could even just compare volume. Look at Friday's volume. I know it's a Friday, but still. Look at Friday's volume on Nvidia. Look at today's volume on Nvidia. There's a limit to how bullish I can be about this bounce when it's on such low volume.
Yeah, I mean, Nvidia is not even the story today. I mean, it's as per Neil's, like, look at the volume between all these other names as well. Like AMD up 6% today, like an absolute monster. Broadcom, we already talked about that, up double digits, 10 right here for Broadcom. Like, this is $1 trillion name, guys. Like, to move this thing 10% is a monster. Like, you're talking about $100+ billion today being added to Broadcom, and we don't even have a headline. So this is just like market manipulation a little bit here for some names in the chip space where they were just hit down a little bit too much, and for some reason today, the programs are getting turned right back on, and Broadcom's right there, right back to all-time highs again. So if that can happen, and you're sort of getting it turned back on here for advanced micro devices as well, and not turned on for NVIDIA. Now, I'm the silly one here, fighting the market at these tops as NVIDIA trying to find its footing. But yeah, I wouldn't say this, to me, has no I mean, look, there's going to be comparisons between bubbles and all that kind of stuff all the time, especially when you get such a great run. But Nvidia's earnings are actually real, as far as we know, unless we're being lied to. Like, those numbers obviously get audited and verified, and they are selling those hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods, right? I mean, their quarter was $52 billion. So, or maybe even 56 billion, maybe it was. So, you know, there's lots of money being thrown around here. The bubble bursts when OpenAI runs out of cash and something happens there. So I don't really know what that story is going to be all about, but it's an OpenAI story right now, and you're seeing like Oracle and some of these data centers, you know, companies that are relying on that money have been getting hit, and today's a little bit of a relief rally, and our Oracle's only up 9, not even, I was going to say 0.9, not even 1%. So you're talking about, like, this is, to me, potentially where the bubble's at, right? We've seen Meta down 20+% as well. And I know that, look, picking up Meta at 580 on Friday was like studly kind of a move, right? But these are the names that are getting hit. Then you have names like Palantir and whatnot that are just getting hit on valuation. I mean, obviously this is an AI play as well, but worried about the valuation on Palantir. But you could see that name now up 6% today as well, trying to get going. So, you know, these quarters that they put out, it was a great earnings season. So let's not sort of forget about that, you know. It's just we are getting wrapped up a little bit in the NASDAQ being down, Joe, an amazing 4% now from its all-time high. Yeah. So let's not, like I keep saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater. The market is fine. You know, there is obviously spots of concern, and Palantir would be one, going from 220, or not 220 was a fugazi. Like, let's just say basically 207, 208, right there where we got to day after earnings, and then we kind of fell back into 150. Like, that's already gotten taken out 25%. So no surprise that we're trying to battle back a little bit here. I think Palantir gets government money at some point too, if there was ever a problem, especially with current administration. They don't need it, but I'm just saying something could come through.
They got all the secrets.
Over there. Yeah, they sure do, man. And they have a lot of government secrets, which is nice. Yeah, so watch out for this. Here come the futures. We're just taking a little bit out right here because, again, this is the gap. You know, we didn't, it's so funny. Because, again, like, I'm up here at 26s. Like, I cannot believe we're not getting filled. We should have gotten more short up there, but we do not. So now we let this name fall back in. I'm bidding 07, so maybe we can get something there. And then, oh, almost. And then we'll see about this hold at basically 05, 06. And then maybe the futures can come back in. All right, Joe, man. What is next? Open door? Yeah. Okay, Tesla. We already talked about Tesla?
No, we did not, and sorry. I have to hit the you're close. Sure, Sean, Tesla is the one after this, so we'll give you a little bit of a pass on this one. But not something that we talk about quite often, and you guys might not even know, because I had no idea leading until I heard about it this morning, and it came across the chat. It's Inno Digital shares, INHD, yes, you guessed it, are trading higher after the company signaled a memorandum of understanding with Megabyte Solutions to jointly develop applications of Web3 technology. Now, if we look at this from a technical standpoint, in the pre-market session, from the pre-market session to where we're to the highs, we were up 367%, starting to come back in. So we've cut that in about half, guys.
Easiest pun ever.
I mean, that was my next guess.
Am I in it? No. In no.
In no. Okay. I
Why not?
That's okay.
I mean, no. Like, this one was this is like the Cherie special. But you know what? It probably rinsed. I think what might have, like, it probably rinsed some people at the dollar this morning. Right at the open, it does the whole head fake at the buck and then regains it. Sometimes when you break out a level like that the second time and you get a few less people involved, it's really good. But you know what that looks like to me? It looks like the party is over. Anytime you have, look at all the halts up, and I'm not going to count them, there's several halts, then you get the down halt, several halts to the downside. I think there's at least 3 or actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Might have been like 5 or 6 down halts, and now you're underneath VWAP for these guys. So I would say it's over, and I for one am shocked that if it has a single day V-shape, or I guess it's like an A-shape rollover, whatever you want to call it, when you pull up the daily chart, what does it look like? Like, this is exactly what usually happens here. There's a couple of times where it's a multi-day rally here and then multi-day rally there, but for the most part, you have an idea of what's going to happen with a stock like this just based on looking just looking at the history of it. Like it's got reverse splits to pump dump, like a little bit of everything, but not holding on to gains seems to be the key. So if you were involved in this, you know you got to ring register and maybe not think about, you know, a second salvo this afternoon. This would not be the one of the small cappers that I'd be looking for a second salvo. You'd want something that has a history of holding up a little bit better, but this not so much. If anything, probably have to pay for. Yeah, we don't even have free locates on. I was going to say you could maybe even short VWAP in this, but they're not free locates here at Real Trading.
Look, guys, I don't want to be the big bearer of bad news.
Nice.
That was good. I had to copy you on that in and out thing there. In and out burger, by the way. Shout out California.
Let's go.
Okay, so just here's Big Bear AI again, and down Qs, man. It's gonna be hopefully a good trade on the futures, but I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, Big Bear AI just goes all the way back to April, right? And anytime you can, you know, sort of technically bounce or look back at April where we had tariff tantrum time, that's important. So there's the 200 period. You know, we've came all the way back in, obviously, into that level. Then we hit the 200 period. Then we hit the 200 period. Broken record time. Then we hit the 200 period and bounced back up again. This is a short. This is a short float. You know, meme kind of name that continues to work out. So Big Bear AI, I mean, we've sort of brought this to you guys a while ago. It caught my attention on this move, right, when we did this. So that's basically what we did. We bought it down here. We first bought it on the way back in to match this. So we first got in at 5, then we bought 4, and then we bought 3, giving us an average price of 420, believe it or not. And then we worked our way up on this side back out, 550. I think it might have been 650, 750, 850 or something like that, every dollar, but every 50 cents. Came back in, we did not reload it right here. And if I see that again, I think we have to, man. I mean, I just didn't want to get involved in this at this time because we had saw valuation and these guys EPS still negative. So we got to watch out for Big Bear and their valuation could potentially, you know, float down a little bit more. But again, another big win there. So congratulations, we say.
Oh my God.
And we say, not to me, but whoever bought that. That was a good idea that you guys were able to capture something down there at 550. So yeah, that's Big Bear AI, and over to Neil.
Every year, everybody, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the US, yet still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Orgenex, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Orgenex is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more, schedule a meeting today, scan the QR code you see out in front of you, and shout out to them. Brain health is important. We analyze, talk about what you want to, do what we do without it. Trust me, you couldn't. The next name on the list, I guess Joe already mentioned that Tesla was next. So I guess, but you literally said Tesla was going to be next, so it's Tesla.
My guess is Rivian. Okay, let's see what's going on. Is it Tesla?
Maybe.
Yes, it is Tesla, guys. Always making me laugh. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on with Tesla. A strong technical breakup today from an intraday standpoint, holding the 420 level relatively well. We're trading at 418 right now. But what is the options market telling us about Tesla? Well, in a study done over an X amount of traders and trades, from the overall spotted trades, 77 are puts for a total amount of $4,100,053, and 555 of them are calls, amounting to almost 10 times that, guys. $40,893,816. This can give us a substantial price target from which we are trading from. So the momentum in Tesla does seem to be leaning towards the bullish end, guys. What do you think about Tesla?
Bullish momentum, yeah.
Momentum.
That would be overstated, bullish momentum here in Tesla, or maybe understated on a day like today. Yeah, up 7%. I don't think. It's funny because, like, normally we have it on our sticky note, and we were talking this morning, and I think both of us were like, yeah, we're not really, you know, that interested in Tesla at these levels right here. It was opened up 1%. The market was already up like 1.5%, and, you know, even higher than that, and looking to get going early was the market. And it was just kind of like, wow, Tesla just kind of ho-humming, you know, opened up back to where we were around 330 there on Friday, you know, $400. And then it was like, see you later. And I don't know what boosted, what got under this early, but, traders came in and just bought it up like crazy. I wonder if we're going to hear that maybe it was Kathy Wood or somebody like that just came in here and just blasted that thing right off the open. And then it's just been riding, now it looks like we're turning around, but it's been riding that momentum the whole day, like including never, look, man, I'm really glad we're short the futures. So you can see like we're happy and we're short Google, so everything's fine. But at the end of the day, like this breaking the 200 period just happened just now at 419 quarter. So that's a nice break. Like look at this 200 period, man. This goes all the way back. And mine, this is kind of cheating because I only start my charts at 7 a.m. and stop them at 4:30. Our charting stops working at 4:30. So chart anything after that, I don't think it. Anyways, there it is, 396. So, we're not really involved in the 200 period until back here, 398 or so. So the fact that we finally cracking that back in, what a run. So that's 20 bucks higher on that break of the 200 period. Now you're coming back in. So yeah, it doesn't bode well now. I think we're coming back into VWAP, but wow, what a great opportunity for Tesla. And you guys asked me last week for the shopping list. And unfortunately I had 4 or 5 names on there, but Tesla was not one and I forgot that. Tesla should have been on there, not just because of today. Look, to sit back and say, well, I should have been long at 400, easy to say that now, but I like these levels. This is what we were waiting for. Was 360, 370. So now I think we can almost move that up and maybe take a dip by at 380, depending on the story. Like if it comes out and there's a horrible, robo-taxis are delayed or something with Optimus or, Apple cutting jobs. Actually, that's great for Apple, but across the sales division, we heard that's not going to be
because that will get read as demand being down.
Right.
So Apple cutting jobs across the sales division. That's not even that much of a move.
No, I don't. I think we're fine on that.
50 cents to the downside there on Apple.
It's 50.
City. At least it's not. At least it's not down 67 cents. Then we'd be in a world of hurt.
Can't believe you just went there.
What? Did you see?
I'm purposely trying to avoid.
This is completely off topic. Did you see there was like a women's college basketball game? I think it was.
No.
Or maybe it was whatever it was. Maybe high school. But there was some NFL. Like gaggle of like grade school kids for whatever reason at this game. And so it goes to the line like late in the game. It's like 65 to 40.
Oh, I saw that one. It's a blowout. The game was a blowout.
A complete blowout.
Yeah.
But the whole crowd loses their minds just because they get to 67 points. Of course, because my daughter's 8 years old, she thinks it's the greatest thing of all time. Like, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter.
Has no idea what it's.
Oh, it doesn't. She just doesn't even care. No, it's like the number 67 comes up, and that's all that matters. So it's just an excuse to dance and act crazy and all that stuff. Back to Tesla just for a quick second here. I mean, I already mentioned as we came to the show about the 420. The observation I will make, always trying to be a little bit better about these, is it's not as if, this has been losing 420 the last little bit here. However, if you look at it as it's gone into it, on a 15-minute, it's gone kind of parabolic past 420 into random levels and then turn around. So this one it's a little bit different today. So I tried it when it was parabolic into, and really when I look at it compared to the other times it turned here, I almost feel like the first salvo was the only one that actually made sense, and the rest of them are just trying to look for regular trades when that's not the way that it's been behaving above 420. It's like allow it to really press and then get a more harsh reversal. So we'll see if it can hold on to, I think for 408 and 412, I think 12 might be VWAP. 408 technically makes sense, but then if you go back, it's 414 is VWAP. That'll be pretty key. Because, like I said, the volume is so light here, I don't want to read too much into it, but if there's at least buy support in the afternoon on a low volume up day, then I would like that a little bit more. It's hard to get super, super excited when we're basically right back to some levels that we need to prove that we can push through, I think, on Tesla at that 420. I don't know what's going to be next, but I'm willing to...
I just got a new position with Google, but I don't know. I mean, Google's just absolutely
big G.
ripping. I know it's probably going to be Google, but I just want to say that
it has to be.
We're into this now, but it's going hard now. I don't know what's going on. The futures trying to battle back as well. We did good getting out of the futures there at the 200 period. We're holding less than half of what we had, but I was hoping for that break into the afternoon. So we're out of probably about 60%, maybe a little bit more, probably about 65% or so of this trade, but it is coming back up to the upside. And here comes Google pulling back in. All right, what's up, Joe?
Has to be Google. Oh my, Neil. I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble here, guys. No, it is not Google. It is Open Door. Sorry to disappoint everyone. I know, but let's take a look at this name from a technical standpoint, guys. Now trading up to $7.75 on the intraday chart here, and we were trading at a opening price of around $6.75. Very interesting. But Open Door distributes special dividend of tradable warrants to shareholders. For every 30 shares of common stock held of Open Door, as of the record date, shareholders to receive one K series warrant, one A series warrant, and one Z series as well too, guys. What do you think about Open Door heading towards that $7.80 price target?
Joe, please review all of those warrants and let us know what.
Like,
he's just so confident. So you got the Z warrants, you got the W warrants, and you got Open Door. So back to you guys. It's like, I don't know anything about those damn warrants.
Man, like,
but right now, just for an update right here, man, we don't have crazy diamond hands on this trade, but there it goes. Google, the #1 P&L name for me today, continues as we shorted the high of the day again. Last time we got $6 as a maximum trade here, but we're starting to empty the clip outside a little bit right now as this is pushing back in. Here it is, Neil, 70 cents in the money on Google right now. So I'm going to deal with this and you deal with Open Door.
I don't know, man. Okay, so I'm going to try and give you some. The K warrant is, so the exercise price is $9 on the K, $13 on the A warrant, and $17 on the.
All right, perfect. So now we know exactly what's going on.
Oh, I mean, it's a little bit of context, but let's be real. Like, this is a squeeze play more than anything else. You're just looking for anything to drum up interest in Open. So if there's going to be a relief rally like there was today, or is today, I shouldn't say was, it's still kind of happening, like there is today, then sometimes it can give you a bit of juice in Open Door. The other thing that's also going on is you also did have, what do we get up to, 74% on the Fed Watch tool, maybe?
Maybe.
70, oh shoot, we're at 81 now. Well, we were in the 70s, now we're at 81% of a December cut. You got 77% over at Kalshi, so that continues to climb, and that's going to bode well for Open in a certain sense. So yeah, it's in a bit of a breakout. I do remain a little bit skeptical about this. Come on, Eric, come on the show. Explain why it's more than just a squeeze every now and then, and why it could maybe sustain a bit of a move. But it's, from what I see, like the best of it has come out. Maybe you can break out that 8 tomorrow. Like the fact that rates potentially are going to get that cut. That certainly, like I said, bodes well for them. But you still got these lower highs, and I wouldn't be surprised if it put in another lower high in around 8. What is this, like 8.25 or so? Don't know if it has the juice to kind of get there today. It's possible. It's only 50 cents away, but it's already up 15%. So part of this is going to have to do with the rates as well, in addition to those warrants. And ultimately, it's a squeeze stock, so you want to be playing with the momentum if you can grab it early. That 7 break, 7 seems to be good when it breaks on the stock, like really good. And then you throw in the fact that Friday's high was $7, Thursday's high was $7.05. Sometimes you just get these even dollar breaks, and they can be very, very clean. But I even said I didn't want to take breakouts, and that's much to the chagrin, is I didn't want to take any breakouts today. Thinking it would be a bit of a trap to take breaks.
Yeah, I think, well, we were the ones trapped there. We should have taken at least Tesla break at 400.
Well, Tesla.
But yeah, look, I mean, those rate odds there were 29% a week ago, right? So it's completely flipped on its head that we are getting that rate cut thanks to the Fed speak. Google, we're trying. Get in there. Right now, 85 cents in the money now on Google, and here it comes, just dripping back in. It's going to be hopefully a good afternoon for us right here. I mean, every time I'm being able to sit here and being able to trade for everybody, like, I mean, it's just, you're not going to get the smile off my face, and let alone when we're winning on it, it's going to be a good time around here. Get down, Google. We'll take a little piece out there, and we're also trying to piece out some of these contracts here, and this is not a contract, of course. We're still trading the TQs there, $51. All right, take it another piece right here. Might as well. I'm basically piecing out 15% right here of what we have left, if we can get it now at 51s, and then we'll wait for the 200 period moving average. All right, yeah, let's get down Google. Okay, what's up with the super chats? Now's your time. First of all, yeah, make sure if you want to get these in, send them in. Any amount is great. The higher it is, obviously, the more it will stay up top on our chat. I'm sorry. Oh, David. Yo, what's up, David, my guy? Hope you're having a good one here. Okay, so Broadcom. Okay, I'm sorry, Broadcom love. All right, don't be sorry for that. I'm sorry, Broadcom love you. Oh, love you. Okay, my bad. But can't help myself, but you need to go to the penalty box.
Why? It's so good today.
All right. No, look, I mean, I think you're right about Broadcom being overdone. I mean, whenever we think the stocks are moving 10 or 13%, you know, that's earnings day kind of move. That's like a kind of move that they've just been signed a deal with China. They, like, I don't know, I searched up Broadcom, and we don't have, Adara will be back in a minute. I'll ask her if there's any sort of specific news related to the name, but we weren't able to find anything earlier. And if you guys are, then great. But I don't know, David, you know, we saw what happened when Google, you know, really got power underneath of it, and then all of a sudden today, Google ends up another 5 or 6% and trying to rip highs again. I don't remember what the penalty box is, right? If we're talking about Brian Shannon, this stock is just on a breakaways, like just keeps on going. There's no penalty box for this stock at all. The penalty box is when you're underneath certain levels and you're just waiting to get out and break out and then get back onto the ice. This is like the MVP right now. Like, you're not putting anybody in the penalty box, and you're not putting Broadcom in their eyes. So yeah, you're putting the Leafs right now, the last in the second. Are
we going to be in conference, please?
It's okay. They're only 4 points out of playoff. It's not the end of the world. But right here comes Google right now. Thank you for that, David. I just don't think Broadcom deserves to be in the penalty box. And if and when they do, you're like, where's Nvidia going to be, right? I mean, on a day like today where Nvidia is down 2% and Broadcom's up 11%, I think the switch is quite obvious. What's been happening in the space, right? Okay, so we actually just missed out on that very, very low of Google there. Oh no, well, we got that one at 65. We missed it again at 50s. That's the 200 period. So whenever you go from literally the high of the day, that's where we're short, into the 200 period, the 50 period moving average, that's the purple line. So we got to watch out for that right here, right? VWAP is all the way, VWAP is gone. It's much lower right here. So we got VWAP, then the 200, then the 50. Okay, so the 50 is the pink. That's generally a line where we should be taking something out. So let's put a bid right here, 318.04. Maybe we drop back in and get that, but right now the market is taking off just a little bit here with Google just ripping back to the high side. And unfortunately, I'm not sure how many shares I had because I've traded thousands of these today, but we only have a small piece left. I'm going to say 30% left on this trade still on. So hopefully it comes back in for that. And the futures, we got a little bit more on of that. So we'll see if this can come back in. I'm bidding 80s here to see if we can get some more love for the TQQs.
Yeah, well, something that just made a bit of a right turn is IBIT, which I'll get to in a quick little second. But VWAP was a target here on Intel. So it just got into the volume-weighted average price. We're close enough to it. I'm going to leave a piece on for the dream. But if I look over at IBIT, said earlier, probably just I got away from the long way too early on that. That was a mistake. But IBIT with a double top here at about 88.8, just shy of 89,000, Bitcoin, I should say, and now starting to turn around. And as I saw that, Mara is testing. I mean, Mara just has a very clean trend line. So Bitcoin's going to roll over. Like, this is about as clean of an all-day trend as you're going to see. You don't really see that very often. So this breaks trend. VWAP is like 40, maybe like 40 cents down on a trend break for Mars. So I have eyeballs on this. Is the market trying to come back and Bitcoin tries to come back? We just throw that up on another level too over here. And then the other thing that's also happening, let's talk about Bitcoin making a bit of a curl. You have a bit of a top there on ETH. ETH up 8%. We're at 29.6. Could not hold on to any potential. Here, I could actually, where do we go? ETH, USD. That's not the right one. Okay. I wanted to show the actual quote. ETH, be this one. No, it's not working. My ETH USD is not pulling up there. Okay, that's fine.
ETHE?
It's not. It's usually the futures. Okay. Oh, here it is.
Oh, you got it.
There we go. For some reason, it wasn't really loading on my chart. We didn't actually get to 3,000. All I wanted to show you guys is whatever, like ETH, whether you look at the ETF or the actual spot market, doesn't really matter. But we didn't get to 3,000 is the point. So rejecting the 3,000 level to a certain extent and potentially pulling back. I see crypto if it pulls back. I want Mara, which we just said for this all-day trend break. It's pretty close. It's like 5 or 6 cents away from breaking that trend line, and then I would jump short. Diggity Jacobs, so these are all inside days. Do we expect a big sell-off at the end of the day? Not automatically, but I would argue, yeah, we still have an inside day somewhat, a lot of these. if you look at Thursday, because most of the stocks were gapped up, so we're still inside of that range from Thursday, which it's not that impressive unless we're breaking that out. And we're not pretty much anywhere.
I don't, what's up, David? Doesn't want to bet against Google. I don't blame you, but definitely don't bet against Beta Pro. If you are a savvy Canadian investor, you want to go 3x some of these levered products, Beta Pro is your key for that, man, from Global X. So go check them out, betapro.ca/3x daily. Scan that QR code. Treasuries, TSX 60, energy, you name it. Go scan that, figure out what the Beta Pro's got for you. And again, the thing about it is for Canadian investors, they are hedged against the US dollar. So you are getting the more pure play performance, similarly to what we do on the TQs and SQs and any sort of triple levered product that's out there, but go check them out for us here in Canada. 3 times daily levered ETFs. It's Beta Pro by Global X. All the information is right there. We want to thank them for their continued support, of course, of the show. So, yeah, look, as this has been happening, like we're now getting ready for the hour of power, and we might have just gotten that move down in the futures that we were looking for. I mean, all we did was just come right back into this level, and we have been talking about 25,000. Forever. We're still underneath 25,000. So until we break that, I'm fine going short. I mean, you're going to see here on the futures, like these are shorts, everything, all these purples are shorts. So we started shorting today and it wasn't right. Like we shorted earlier on. We were able to like get it and then eventually it breaks just as we leave at 11 o'clock. And then we come back in here, sit down around, well, we sat down earlier than 1, but started shorting again as we came right back into some of those day highs one more time. And just to give you guys a rough look, that's what we did. And now we're starting to hopefully break a little bit lower. So all these shorts right now are pay dirt just a little bit. And my number 1 stock today by far, obviously it's not even close, is Google. I mean, we were short. We did get stopped at once when we broke the high of the day there, but we battled it back and then just shorted like the strongest name pretty much out there. I mean, I know we just talked about Broadcom and things, but Google up 6%. The fact that it's my number 1 P&L name today is quite amazing. And it's been a tough day, right? I mean, in the market-wise shorting, but we were able to grab this. It's too bad because we were trying to short Alibaba as well right there at 160 and change. That didn't work before. It eventually went to this 161. Look at that, right back to day's high again for Alibaba. Adair's, we're going to go to Adair for a second, but one other name that I saw some people talk about that we'll look at this when we get back. There was also news earlier on MindMed, and that volume started to pick up. So now you're up 8+% over there on MindMed, but it's TQ's downside, it's Google downside. So the 2 shorts that we got on right now are printing. Miss Adair, what you got for us?
Yeah, I just saw this story that is actually being attributed to some of the strength that we had in Google all day. I had not seen this until earlier today, but this just recirculated on X. It looks like apparently Google Cloud landed a multi-million-dollar contract, so million, not billion, but multi-million-dollar contract here with NATO's Communication and Information Agency to provide sovereign air-gapped versions here of Google's distributed cloud. So again, multi-million-dollar cloud contract here with NATO could be part of the reason for this move in Google is what I'm seeing circulated here on social media. Back to you.
We need them billions. You don't want them millions. The only time millions are cool is when we're looking at the imbalance locator, which, a reminder to everybody, tonight at the close is MSCI rebalancing, which is part of the reason why at 253, there are already some pretty decent size numbers on the locator. So expect to see larger than normal numbers on a day like today, like OKLO, right, already 4 million to sell and 2 million paired off. However, with this one, let me just, OKLO. Yeah, OKLO is actually supposed to be a net upweight on the index today. So there's going to be a lot of these big numbers, and some of them will be able to tell you, ONDS is another one supposed to have a gigantic imbalance. But some of these are going to have big imbalances, and some of them will be in the right direction compared to what is supposed to be happening with the index, upweights, downweights. But we'll let you guys know when those numbers do come in. We got another super chat from Future Higher here. Can't read it because the thing's no. How do you know when to close out a losing short trade? Is it based on percentage loss? Not for me. I have predetermined out before I get into every single trade. When I shorted this at the volume weighted average price, so there's your heavy candle. I had this prior bar high as my out. When I shorted this, it was basically the high of the day. Well, actually, this short was to this local high prior bar, and this short, when I wicked back in, was to the high of the day. So before I get into any trade, I always predetermine the out. If it's a trend break, like Mara, which in theory is trying to break the trend, like if this breaks trend on the 3-minute, it's a trend on the 3-minute chart, so then I'd use the prior bar and the 3-minute is the out. So like it really comes down to like what is your strategy, and then have an exit plan going into it. Sometimes you might use like a moving average, maybe you like VWAP, or it could be like an even dollar level. I think those can be tricky, just slapping an even dollar or the volume weighted average price. Too many times you'll get sort of shaken out of the trade. But in terms of every trade I get into, it always has a specific plan. Like no matter what, like there has to be, what does it mean to be wrong? And it could literally sometimes be there's a massive size on the bid. And maybe I punch long because there was a huge size in the bid, and then when that guy's gone, I'm gonna punch out. Something like that could work. And punch in, punch out just means you remove liquidity. Kind of funny, no one really talks like that anymore. When I started, like everyone's like, it was always you're punching in to something, but no one really uses that lingo anymore. It's always like people say you're lifting the book. You're lifting off the book.
Punching
like lifting off the book.
Or
like,
bidding or offering and
yeah, I like
all that. Okay, just real quick, man. I mean, Google, went all the way down, and then that news, I guess, and we just started covering. So here we go again, just ripping back to the high side now. So we're going to stop out. The stop is still at that 319. We'll possibly take a little bit. Actually, I'm not going to take a little bit more. Let's just let this. As Adara was giving the story, like we actually got 317.68. So that's $1 down there. Like, so if this comes back up, we wind up losing 25 cents. So be it, honestly. I'm gonna take out another piece right here at 44, just because now we're at least 1-to-1, right? I mean, even if right now it breaks through 319, that's 25 cents worth of a hit. Well, we're 55 cents in the money right now. So we'll put another bid out just to seal the deal with that one. And then there it is. Oh. So yeah, to that question as well, like that our out was always 319, right? We put the out, as soon as we get the fill, we basically put our out in. And where my out is sort of does determine the amount of shares, right? I've traded AMD today, which is a flat trade for me. We were short, which was good early, and then we tried to double. So we just basically, as you see here with our outs, just to go back to that question, there's the short, right? So now our out is gonna be based right on that wick. You can see what happened. So we wedged short down, we averaged, then we got out on the way back up. It was like, oh my God. Then we got some more shares there, realized we were in trouble, got a little bit more, and then as soon as it broke the top, we got out. So that's out on AMD, so 0 for 1 there. Alibaba, stupid, because we could have left this one a little bit longer. We almost got basically wicked out at the very top there before it came back in, so we'll take an L on Alibaba. Our out was 160.50, so that's like 30 cents there. Downside, that sucks. So that's 2 trades. And then Google is the big one. Well, props up for Google as that's now coming back in, now 75 cents in the money. Nvidia is where we lost today. We lost the most money on Nvidia because we were short, wrong, then I went long, and then left it alone. Basically did nothing for the first hour and then eventually broke those levels and then started to go back to the upside. So Nvidia was kind of a trade there. And then right now we're battling with the TQs as we're short early, short late right here and hoping for a move back down. But hey man, I'll put my hand up. I'm still in the red for today. So, happy to tell you guys that after a banger week last week. And, so red right there for me today, but we're gonna wait to see what happens with the TQQs. And we're gonna go over quickly to Adara with some kind of breaking news.
I have to talk about Fed's Daily here. So Fed's Daily actually just saying that she supports a December rate cut, citing concerns with the labor market. This isn't super shocking. She's actually been kind of cautiously dovish, for lack of a better term, over the last few months. But she said the labor market is weakening faster than expected. So now, if we're trying to weigh out the 2 risks of the Fed's mandate, she thinks that the labor concerns are a larger concern here than inflation. So again, Fed's Daily supporting a rate cut due to concerns with the labor market. Back to you.
Well, it has to be because they're not getting inflation data till after the fact, which the timing of that is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, let's get that inflation data literally the day after that they have to make the decision. How does that even happen anyway?
I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to get that all figured out. Some of these guys are jokes.
I mean, if you were trying not to be tinfoil hat, you make it really difficult not to be sometimes.
Go Google.
Which it's a little frustrating. Like, what are the actual odds of that? Someone in the chat just mentioned, asked me my thoughts on QBTS. I'm not a humongous, okay, so first of all, let me just get this out of the way. Yes, own D-Wave, blah, 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 was barely a penny stock, took a wild shot on it and whatever. So what happened to go? None of these guys make any money, right? Like, not only do they not make, okay, well, they have revenues. They get revenues, but compared to the billions in valuations, like I keep telling you, like, it's not even, like Palantir, people will talk about the valuation for Palantir because of the PE. The price to sales on these guys are at levels of astronomical nonsense that you can't even imagine. Like, they're so ridiculous that there's no point even talking about it. They're just pure shot in the dark home run plays that already, like, where is this here? Just zoom out here. I think I don't have to go too far back. Okay, so what are we right now? November 24th. So November 24th, I went too far. November 24th last year, we were at, I'm just going to cheat a little bit. November 21st, it was $1.60. So if you bought this a year ago, you're still up like 15x. And that's after it got pulled back in half. And it's still ridiculous in terms of valuation. So all you're doing is hoping that there's a massive breakthrough that can actually cause some real growth, and then one of these hits the jackpot, right? Instead of just betting on Google or IBM or, excuse me, Microsoft or somebody else that actually makes money, but also would benefit from quantum breakthroughs because they've been spending far more money for, like the bigger guys have been spending more money for a longer period of time to do some of the same things. It doesn't mean that one of these won't work. I think I'll be really happy if they do. But ultimately, I think you got a nice relief rally technically, bounce off some prior highs with absolutely no proof of follow through unless it gets to 25 bucks. So, you know, enjoy these while you can. And obviously the fact that we go back to 80% for a rate cut in December bodes really well for them. So I think you can catch a bit of a rally. You got to watch closely to that Fed tool or even Kalshi to see that running around. Because when that made a turn, these stocks made a turn, and I think that's the big thing for them going forward. And as a matter of fact, it just broke the high of the day, so there you go. QBTS up 11%. I bet your Rigetti is up probably, what is that one? Oh, 9%. IonQ. What's this one up? Maybe D-Wave is the best one today. It doesn't really matter.
No.
Like 8%, 9%, 11%, so you give a slight win to D-Wave in particular. And in the chat, ooh, that's one we didn't look at today. Webull in the chat, WS Loan. Any insight on all the hype past couple weeks on Bull and why the daily ranges are so small? Why are the daily ranges so small? Well, that's a difficult one to answer. I think maybe part of the reason why Webull, when everything was dropping and we had those crazy moves, like Thursday was like the great sell day. Webull, the surface didn't look like it did much. But for a lot of these, for some names, it could just be, well, it's fallen so far that when everything was rolling over, it didn't have much further, like how far is it going to go? I think that could be the reason you don't have too much craziness down here. And then I don't think it bodes well that you're not really breaking anything out today. You know, SoFi's having a decent day. Robinhood had a decent day. Webull just, it seems like what's the catalyst supposed to be here for the next push? It can't seem to get back to that $10 level, which I'm more interested in when it can regain 10 or the 50-period moving average, as opposed to trying to catch the actual bottom here. Try to remember that when Webull was a good long off 10, look at how long it was a good long at the $10 level. Like from the first day it tested 10, that was June 4th, and then you could argue that it broke away from 10 on June 25th. And you could still get some of these good prices at $11 at June 30th. So it's been an entire month making its prior bottom for that rally to 18. It's been down here at $8 for like 6 days. If this stock holds this $8 level for a month, well, I'll go back long if it does that. But yeah, show me some real consolidation down here and proof that you can break out and break some trend for Webull. Or give me some kind of a catalyst, because I don't know what makes a move next. To be honest with you. So you just got to be patient. If in the past it took a month to settle down at the bottom, so be it. But here's a name Tomorrow, 100%, I'm putting, I don't know why I didn't have silver on my iPad this morning. It's weird because silver's been on my iPad, and then all the names I'm looking at generally every day, and then it's like I'll put something next to it like numbers and because I'll indicate the levels. But I must have deleted silver for some reason because it's not even here, which that's on me. This thing gets sticky and old sometimes. And silver was another bounce off to 50 without actually breaking the 50. And every time it bounces off to 50, it's like go long for a couple days. And so a couple is more than one, bounced off to 50 on the daily. I think silver, let me just get rid of my trend lines. There you go. Don't need to muck that up. I think silver is headed for another potential break here, SLV, I should say, at 46.65. Obviously, spot silver price is being different. So if we break that tomorrow, again, don't know about today with an hour left, and it being MSCI day, I don't know that I want to take anything crazy like breakouts because I feel like the reversals can be harsh on a big rebalance day. But yeah, 46.6 silver, that looks good. I see people in the chat always talking about the metals, and we do look at them. Believe me, we absolutely do look at them. But I have to attend to, yeah, this bounce off VWAP is real.
Go, go, go.
So if we're bouncing off VWAP, I'm going to have a trail here. It should still be, I think I'm at 35.9 right now. I'll just leave it in. I'm going to leave the trail where it is. Not going to change anything. I still think Intel can break down further.
All right, we saw, I mean, I told you we would do this, so let's just hot dog gun it up again. I don't know, hopefully it goes to the downside. We've taken a little bit off here at 318.50, but we did short again at 75s. The first fill we actually got was 70, and then I had a 75 there, so my average price right now is 73 on the short for Google, so just 25 cents again. It's really just one-to-one, and then hoping that, like, taking out a quarter basically for this price, then, okay, here, so we just get another fill at 50. So, you know, our risk is a quarter here. Breaking through 319 on Google. So let's just hope that it can continue to fall back in right now. So here it comes. Okay, back into the 40s. This might be worth it. Let's take out some more there at 39s. Now, okay, good. So here comes Google right there back into the downside. All right, the TQs, man. I don't have, just making sure. So I still do have a 51.25 fill, like what we're waiting for up here, 26s. And then that's gonna stop out real quick, man. Like if we get into the 30s, then we're gonna stop out. So a quick little take here at 25 or so, and then out into the 30s. Let's just see if it wants to dance around. I mean, this is back to the levels that we were dancing previous. So watch out now, 51.20 or so for the TQs. You know, we had sort of withstood that. But look at this. Look at all these outs right there at the 200 period moving average. Not bad. I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do. So, man, we'll be the trader there and hit those trades. And now we'll wait to see what winds up happening as we move forward into the end of the day. You know, we talked a little bit about crypto today, and Circle's been like a disaster, right? I mean, if you go back all the way back to the IPO, we're right at those levels right now. And this is an interesting name, like all the way back in. So what was up, like it didn't even, you know, not even 180 days. I don't even think we've even heard about the lock up there on Circle. But wait a second, this is, I think June, what day is this? June 5th? So we just got to ask ChatGPT here what 180 trading days after June 5th are. Is it trade? It must be trading days. But anyways, if that's the lockup expiration, that would make sense. But I don't think we've had 180 days. This is the 6th month into the 11th month, so I don't know. But that is early June, so we'd have to see. But there's not 180 data points here. So Circle just continues, man, to get rocked right there down to the downside. Similarly, with a name like StubHub, the problem with StubHub is you're always going to have that overhang of government. I mean, it's up 10% today. But you have an answer. What does it say? Okay, well, I just asked so this is from Perplexity, just so you guys know. I should have Gemini as well, but December 2nd. So oh, okay, so there we go. So we are, our math is somewhat accurate there. Yeah, and like that could be trouble. But, you know, oddly enough, Circle defied, it was weird to me because, I don't have an, like Amazon just put more money into a data center. Into data centers, which is, so that's, I mean, some of that is, I guess, expected. We know the hyperscalers aren't really slowing down. Here, I just want to show you IBIT next to Circle. So right about here at 12:30, when this was bouncing off the volume weighted average price and breaking away on volume, if I just look at what happened, like this is IBIT. Like IBIT was not at VWAP. IBIT was pulling back from breaking highs. And look at it just cruise to making fresh highs.
But Circle went to first resistance and just had nothing going for it. So I was kind of figuring, like, when I wasn't no longer in the IBIT longs, I was like, okay, well, what can play catch up that I could join? And then of course I find something which I thought would have some more juice to it. And look at it, it's right back at VWAP. Circle is just not working. It's really not working, because you would think on a day like today, like, is there a more beaten up name than this from the highs in the space?
Down.
No, there isn't. The flat out isn't one that's beaten up more. This was $300 down to 60s. So like, this is easily the most beaten up. You would think it would have a little bit more juice off of effectively all-time lows, and that seems to not be the case. So a bit disappointed for sure. So I mean, that Amazon headline didn't really move Amazon, unfortunately. I mean, whatever. They're spending more on data centers. I don't know how much that's going to end up mattering here. Again, we know the hyperscalers are not messing around. So if I'm going to trail out at 90s, then I'm going to add at 80s here. Just one of those, if I'm already getting out there, then as it bounces, if I think this is relatively weak, and I do, because the market's at the highs and it's already pulling back, I'll play the lower high. And that way, if we pull back, then I've got something which is already weak. Because Mara doesn't want to break trend. And if I'm not seeing, like, Mara is not breaking the trend at all day trend, and it just keeps on pressing higher with Bitcoin.
So, like, yeah, I'm just trying to do the same stuff here. I mean, Google, like, let's ring the money register right there, because there it is, man, another short. And people saying, like, what's up with the shorts on a day like today? Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, would rather be looking long, I would think. But this just fell into our lap again. It came right back up in today's highs, past spots that we've shorted. And like I said, man, this is the best stock here today for me, 10x, you know, let alone the show. So Google, nice move to the downside right there for me. And I just hope it holds that high. And we didn't take that many shares there. And we are actually getting out of it now at the 50 period as we break near 318. So hopefully we can come back in. I mean, look at the futures, right? I mean, I didn't even reload that. I'm still waiting for that reload, but if we can get a dip down in there, then that could be a completely different story overall. But I mean, it's Nvidia day, I feel like today. Like, this name just made a move higher, made a move lower, and now we just in the middle again. Like, we're just doing the same old dance that we've been doing all day, and that is just trying to figure out, like, making great shorts and then great longs. And, you know, but if you're looking for big movement, it's not been in Nvidia today. It's been in friends like AMD and Broadcom, and like AMD is still trying to push higher. We last looked at this, was up 6%. That was probably a good short. Get down, Google, man. I'm bidding in the 20s. It's 70. If we're able to do that. You know, a name that I was sort of drawing from earlier was Uber, and they were red, and they're still red, which is kind of strange. Like, the NASDAQ being up 2.6%, so I bought some of this during this dip down, probably right around these prices. It was on this day. We didn't get all the way down in here in 81, but there it is now, trying to finally make a move back end. And, you know, coming up is these imbalances, and they're coming at 350. And today we have, it's the MSCI rebalance. So, like, the millions of shares doesn't really stop here. There's going to be a lot of them for offer and for buy. So Walmart with a little bit of a sell there. You can see Walmart starting to edge a little down there. You talk about the negativity today in the market. Walmart down 0.3. ES still up 157. So the ES is still up huge with the NASDAQ up 2.6. So Walmart's an interesting name there, being down today. So maybe we pick up some love there as they're bouncing off of their recent high of 109, all-time high of 109. The banks, you know, BAC sell side, which doesn't seem to be affecting them. They're up 1.25. WFC on a buy side imbalance. So again, that's starting to go back up. Kenvue, I mean, they're on there every day, regardless of MSCI or not. So they're still a sell. And Kenvue's daily, you know, hasn't been the greatest, but you did have a great bottom at 14.
That's understating it.
Yeah, the bottom at 14 though was pretty good. Okay, here comes Google right now, making a move back into 118. So I think we just took some outs. Yes, we did. So we get an out there at 118.10, and now we wait to see if the move is indeed going to work for us back into said downside. So yeah, right now that's what I'm dealing with, is right now the future short, and obviously a banger here with Google. And I would say from here, someone in the chat, what's up to you? Thank you so much for asking. I don't know if it's a long or a short from here. I'm covering, hence why I'm covering. I'd like to see us break and then use 318 as sort of the high, but that's just not the way it's been. So for me, it's a wait and see here on Google. Hopefully we can get a little bit lower. I don't think we'll average into this too much more. We've already did it 3 times up here at the high side. So Google remains on warning for me right here, watching it very, very closely. The futures are more the nervous spot. Like, this doesn't seem to want to go down. So we'll have to hope that this is the one that starts to turn for us. We have a decent amount of shares here on the futures as well. So more shares on the Qs, on the TQs, than we do on Google. So I would much rather that to work out than Google. But there goes Google, almost $1 back in. Let's get some more bids on this name. 1370, 317.80 is where I'm bidding right now. So let's see if we can get that one on GOOGL, Google.
Yeah, good look there. And Stefan, just a quick one. You're asking about Rocket Lab imbalances. It's a NASDAQ stock. So when we get these early looks for the imbalances, that's only for the New York. Every one of these symbols that you'll see here is all in the New York. What I can tell you is that for the MSCI tonight, Rocket Lab is expected to be, that's pretty small, 520,000 to buy. Is what's in the note. That's really, really small. So I wouldn't expect necessarily any craziness. What the heck happened?
I don't know. I saw Ozen in the chat. Adara.
What, huh?
Oh, she's not there. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out what's going on with cruise lines right now. I saw people in the chat were like, what is going on with cruise lines? So I'm just going to go into Benzinga Pro. Adara's
and it's all
not here just a second. RCL maybe as well. Shares of airline and travel stocks trading higher. Nope, that's not going to be it. So we don't have anything on CCL here or RCL. No, so I'm not seeing anything on either one of these names right now. So my news feed is empty. There might be something in Twitterverse. I think that's probably what sounds like that's what you're checking. But,
I'm going to X right now.
Yeah, okay. So I don't really know, man, what's going on with cruise lines right now. But A, was there maybe some cautionary tales about the travel sector? I mean, that could be something about Airbnb. Oh, wait a second. No, I mean, I was going to say with Thanksgiving, FAA, cruises, I don't know. Do people go on cruises for Thanksgiving or do they just fly? I don't know. But anyways.
I can't imagine that. No.
Seems like cruise lines making the move down.
I'm not even seeing anything on X to explain this.
Okay. Anybody? What's up, everybody in the chat? War in the Gulf? Gulf of what? I mean, this is CCL, man. They're not, CCL's not. I mean, I don't know. Gulf of Mexico? Like, that's not Gulf of Mexico anymore, is it? It's Gulf of the United States of America, I believe.
Isn't it just Gulf of America?
Is it Gulf of America? Maybe. The only thing I want to do right now is go golfing in America. So shout out to everybody there in Phoenix and everything like that golfing right now. But yeah, it looks like we're about to get stopped out here of our TQQ. There's our last little reload there. Just going to give this one, honestly, man, like 6 or 7 pennies from here. We're at the high of the day on the TQs as the futures really spiking upside, despite Google kind of doing the opposite. I'm going to take another bid here at 15s. But Google making moves down, futures making moves higher. So yeah, we're going to put some more bids a little bit lower here as maybe we get stopped out of this. But the futures have been a good trade so far today. So let's just see if we do bounce a little bit. And there's Google. So good out there. We get some more outs at 15 as that's just floating around here, the 50-period moving average. Get a little lower TQs, will ya?
Yeah, so I did the whole, I'm going to average in, not average in, I guess it's average up. And then put my price to 35.9. That's where my trailing stop was on Intel. It just broke it by like a cent or two, but I'll hop out and wait till it resumes more of a downward trend to get back in. I just went over to, look, I just went to X, and it's not like there's even like speculation about these.
No, okay.
Like usually, like is it maybe?
So I'm trying to say, like normally there's at least something.
No, there's literally nothing. Like there's not even people saying, like there's a few people mentioning that, oh, this is happening, that all these stocks went down here, but I'm not seeing any kind of a story. So if there's anything that you guys know, we can double check.
I mean, nobody even in the chat is saying anything.
No.
Oh, an 18-year-old girl died on a Carnival cruise? Nah, that's not. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff until we've got some reports about why stuff like that happened. You never know about that. But yeah, that's an interesting one. So we can go over to CCL and just have a quick look to see if there is a possible trade here. I think barring what we, and again, I think Adara is. Where? She's gone for the day? Okay. That would have been good to know.
I did
Adara's gone for the day.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And neither did I. I mean, here I am calling her, and her means just standing right here. She's gone, so okay, good to know. Yeah, so Adara not here right now, so we will not get that update. But we searched for you, and I can't find it. And the thing is, nobody in the chat also letting us know. So I figure like there is potentially no news on this. But well, there is definitely news, but I don't know what the story is. So we'll pass, puff, pass. On that one. Okay, you know, Google's still downside. What else you guys want to talk about? What's going on with ARM these days? Here goes ARM. Right now up 3% on the day. Another really excited name here once again, you know, bouncing off some key levels. So this is a name that I know Neil's involved with. I'm not involved in this, but this could be sort of the next leg of the chip play for me because I'm not into any ARM. And if these guys are going to be in, you know, all these phones and everything like that and have their own higher powered, quick processing chips that make the whole world go round, then yeah, maybe ARM is a jam for me. So we'll have to look to see what's going on with ARM. Only up 3% today, but well bounced off of some key levels again back to June, nowhere near tariff tantrum lows again as well. But all right, let's go to the downside. There's TQs. I'm going to get, honestly, I'm bidding 17s right here. If I can get something out at 17, we'll take it. I don't think we're right necessarily on, give me those 17s. Yes, sir. Bang. Nice trade. Look, man, this is just scalping. We just went short 26s. We're out here for a dime piece as this continues to go lower. And, you know, happy to do that back and forth here. So far, so good as we watch out for hopefully a little bit of a lower bid here coming through for the TQs because, yeah, we did put our sort of neck on the line here by shorting one more time into what's been a very, very aggressive market. But never fear, the dollar club is here. There's Google. I mean, again, back-to-back jacks, man, since you guys have been here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I mean, if you're short right here, Neil's got Mara short. We've got Google and the Qs now on the short side, but it's Google right now that's really starting to print out for us. So good trade there on Google with only 40 minutes left.
30 till the imbalances.
Yeah, 30 till the imbalances, 40 until the end of the show and the market close. And I'm not sure who's reporting tonight. There are a few.
Zoom.
Yeah, I was going to say there's.
We got Zoom
I think still
tonight.
think Zoom gets bought out eventually. But.
Yeah, we got Zoom tonight, Baba in the morning.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much. There's a few. I think there's names.
Baba could be.
Yeah, there's names Tuesday and Wednesday aftermarket, but in terms of names that we. I hate saying names that we care about, but that's kind of what it is.
That is right.
That's exactly right. So the things we care about. Just about this story for everyone that keeps talking about the cruise ship, like that high schooler. No, that's old news. Like it's a few days old, and there's no update on it that I can find that would even seemingly make it the reason why they're going. Like there's nothing. The most recent update on that unfortunate death on CCL was like 9 hours ago. And then most of the news was over the weekend. So if that's what it is, I'd hesitate to think that that could be because there's nothing new about it. So Mara was just waiting for a trend break. Still has the all-day trend, but from the recent high this afternoon, it just had the heaviest candle with the trend break right in here, open underneath, so grab some. But I will respect the all-day trend line. So yes, we've broken the trend, so I can give it to the top, but I will start taking some out here if it bounces at 11:05. And even if I take some out here and it breaks the all-day trend, then it's an add down here as well. And then I would move my stop. So Mara is trying to break down. You already have, I'll quickly show you IBIT this way. So it's already breaking down while IBIT's triple topping. So you're at a triple top where IBIT's turning and Mara is already starting to go. So I like the fact that it's showing some relative weakness in this spot. And I want to redraw that. So that was this top end trend line breaking. And then you have the all day trend, which is also trying to go to said downside. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to stay away from CCL and NCLH. Like oftentimes when things are doing volume, you want to jump over to them, but not when you're blind. You know, I think I'd just be guessing. Most of the time, if there's no story, it's like, oh, just take the mean reversion. But it's already 3% off of the low. So unless you grabbed it off 25, I just feel like it's a little bit too far away, unfortunately. So good luck if you happen to be in those. I think the best course of action sometimes is just to stay away if it doesn't make any sense. And I'm not convinced that makes any sense whatsoever. Maybe there's an opportunity with those tomorrow if something were to come out. Because I suspect we're going to hear a story.
Like this BMNR, like I don't know what
20%.
is going on with this thing today.
20%.
Like it's up 20%.
Dead.
There, and we got
bounce.
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Like this name has just been like Ethereum. Like all they hold is Ethereum. Like we got that. Yes, yes, yes. Go down futures. Go down Google. All we got was the update that their average price is 28.40. So we can have a quick little look right now today just to see exactly what some of EMNR, my guy, 2840, yeah, 2800. I'm not 28,000 yet there, Joe, almost, Mike. All right, so 88 there it is. So this would make sense. They're holding over 3 million tokens, Ethereum, right? And so if their average price is 28.4, so they're up a little bit today, which is nice. I mean, we can look at the charts of both Ethereum and IBIT and seen a real nice rally in the space there today. Yes, yes. Down maybe. Ethereum, Tether, who cares about Tether? What am I talking about? Ripple, I bought some more at $2. You know, I'm not going to celebrate it because we bought some at $3. So we'll just have to keep on holding our hope that something winds up good in the crypto space at some point, and maybe these buys become decent in the long term. But for right now, short term, they're all looking pretty bad. Solana down to 138. I didn't touch Solana or Cardano. The only thing I bought over the weekend was some Ripple. I think it was 205 or 204. I'll double check it. I just put a bid out and got filled immediately when it was down there. And then I haven't bought any more Bitcoin or anything like that. I bought Bitcoin at what was 105 or something like that, or 108, that first dip down, and that's obviously out of the money right now. But that's a little quick look at what's going on in crypto. And oh boy, man, we've been making back a little bit right now as there goes Google back in. So, you know, nice price here. We're going to bid 317.62s. We're still there waiting for that fill to come through again right into here. So that's going to be a good little trade for us. And then there's the reload. You want to talk about it. Like Joe always says, hey, Sean, like look at, or Katina man, thanks, Sharif. He says, look at that reload that Joe always has on shares. But Joe, check out this one right there, my guy. There it is right there at the top side for the Qs. And now we start to go to the back to the down. So we get stopped out right there, shorted again, bang, short again, bang. And even when we took this, Neil, 6 cents worth of risk right now to make 20. So we're still holding on to a decent, obviously, portion of this trade as we just take out a little bit of risk there, basically 1-to-1 as it starts to bleed in and just sort of top out what we have right now on the day. So very, very good afternoon for us so far. And yeah, it's been a decent day, not a great day on the space for me. Took too many shares and still actually, and again, I mean, you guys gave me credit for saying this earlier, but I say it every day. Like, I'm going to still be red. I took too many shares here on Nvidia early, but man, we've been battling back and putting on some big trades, obviously, there with the Qs and with Google, and then, but it was Nvidia right there. So I've only traded 5 names, and I'll be 2 wins, 3 losses in red in the day, but fine. Hopefully this can come back in, and we will get a drip on these futures. But for now, I don't even really want to get out of them all, but I don't know. It's so, like with those imbalances now only 20 minutes away, like
and they're
the
all
futures are going to go nuts when that happens. So to be sitting in this.
There's no stock that isn't on this list.
Yeah, isn't great, right? And
every stock is on this list. MSCI is a pretty large rebalancing. So if you're trading something, it's probably on the book. Like even Mara, even though it's really small. Like you get into Mara, it's a 90,000 expected sell. Now, if that was 9 million shares to buy, then maybe you don't take it. Maybe you don't take a shot at it. But like, just a random one. Mastercard is supposed to be 1 million to the sell side for this MSCI. And I just random because I happened to be looking at Mara. That's why we looked at the biggest one that was under M. So you can expect that as we get 350 coming in, you will see some big spikes. So at 345 or so, I don't want to be in anything new. So we'll go right down into, remember I said the all-day trend on Mara? There's the all-day trend line. So when it broke this upper trend into the all-day trend, take some out. And then if it closed underneath the all-day trend, add back in. So I'm shorting the original trend line break, and I'm only adding if it breaks either where we got in, or if it breaks this trend, and then one last push, potentially for the downside. David, thank you for the super chat. On the wrong thing, so it is Google. There we go. Google last 30 minutes checking out like a dare, so goes the market. Side note, acoustics in water utility infrastructure sparkle in my eye. in your eye. Okay. Acoustics.
I'm waiting.
Cryptic.
Yeah, some I don't know what his business is. There. Okay, so here we go. You know, you can only get filled if you wait. We told you we're waiting at 60s. When Google flushes there, we get that. So now we're going to bid again and see if that could happen. But that's what we are doing right now to the downside. Thank you, Ryan O, for those nice little smile, Trader TV Live logos in the chat. All right, now Uber's not doing anything. I want to check it out. You know, this is the hot list that's printing right now. So you can see in here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but Tesla on e-signal. I mean, we're $1 in the money on this Google trade. Hopefully it comes in for us here into the close. And we're now ringing multiple registers on these futures. I mean, I don't know if we're him or not, but we've got trying to hold on to some of these right here. Google downside, Nvidia, SPY flashing a little bit. There's Tesla coming back into 416. So we can have a little bit of a broader look at some of these plays here as we go. So Tesla's on people's minds. Nvidia 180, 150, that's coming back in. Tesla, there's SoFi, wow. SoFi back to 27. All right, we like that one. With Robinhood as well getting some love today, obviously. We've talked about how crypto's been doing, so those are gonna go boom in the night. SoFi, yes sir. Iron's up for that one, man. We're loving some SoFi. That is for sure. Netflix, will it break Hunch? I mean, we just split 10-1 on this name, so we got to watch out for Netflix trying to break through $100. That might be incoming. Only being up 1/4 of a point in a day where the NASDAQ is up 2.6. Interesting look there for Netflix. We really love Open Door. That's flashing around as well. Like Open Door off that 7. We've talked about that over and over again, and there it is. Like that came into play real early, 7 blast. So that's a great level, $7. We got to keep remembering that one. BM&R, we've already covered that, up 17%. Broadcom continues to go up 11%. These are the trade rate brought to you by eSignal. So if you have that software, I also highlight Google 52-week high 306. That seems funny now. Being at 320 is Google, 318, sorry, and right now for Google. Is that still ripping? We just covered more Google, by the way, down there. As I was celebrating, it was tanking. Now it's ripping. All right, Amazon, Big Bear AI having themselves a day, so we go roar for that. As there goes Big Bear AI, nicely cooking now to the upside. That goes. Some of the red names, it looks like Coke, there, Verizon, eBay. What's up with that? Plug Power drops that offering, convertible notes last week, so that stock in trouble still. It looks like Plug Power. Look at this daily.
It's over.
For them, it's not very kind. 450 high back beginning of October, down to 150 rate or 160 bounce off there for Plug Power. But okay, man, not reloading Google, but hoping that the Qs will give us the juice to the downside. I love gold too, everything gold. You looked at silver earlier. I don't even have any clue.
Oh, they were both.
Oh, gold's okay.
Yeah, they're both bouncing. It's the same
still in the money on this trade. I actually made the mistake of opening up my account today and found that it was actually fine. I don't know, being down 3% on the NASDAQ, not hurting too much.
Yeah, I mean, we're too close to the highs. We didn't really pull back all that far. Mr. Westermeyer, Daniel, there you go, I can see it. I'll give you the early look imbalances. Now keep in mind, it's still very early. There's like 17 minutes to go till these come out. So I don't want anybody overreacting. This Walmart right now is the biggest at 5 million to the sell side. What is Walmart supposed to be here? Walmart is actually supposed to be a buy at 4.3 million. So this is in the opposite direction of what it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be an upway, and it's currently saying 5 million. Kenvue's always there. You got like HP, BAC, Pfizer, WFC, Philip Morris, Coke. Like there are a lot of like the defensive names in here that have the imbalances currently. So there's nothing too crazy that's a mover that usually would be pretty geared up about. Like these are all very kind of large, for lack of a better word, they're boring names on the early look right now. Like they're not the type of names that get us very excited at all. Like Walmart, not usually something that we'd want to trade on the imbalances. You want those names where like they'd have to be huge on Walmart to be excited. And again, it's also the wrong direction. So be careful there. I am trying to reload at entry on Mara. It's still not breaking the all-day trend. Would have to close a bar underneath 1108 or so, and then you break that trend line. So for now, working off this first trend break and just looking for a reload. It's already made one move. Let's see if it can make a second for us. And I see James asking, why is Tesla up so much? I think on a day like today, like you can easily get wrapped up on, when you have a rally like this, okay, well, why is this stock 3 times the market and not, why is stock X 3 times the market and not stock Y? And I think you can probably, a lot of times you can just break your brain trying to figure that one out. Tesla has a bit of a cult factor to it that when we get relief rally days, sometimes Tesla is just going to squeeze the shorts more and squeeze out. And so maybe a lot of it could just be the size of the technical gap that it had to go through. Who knows? But you could, like if Palantir, load up here, Palantir had gone 10% today, I wouldn't be surprised. But like sometimes stocks like this, when they get beat up more than others on Thursday, then they tend to rally more on a day like today. So I think that would explain them. As far as Broadcom being 10%, like that one, who knows? But like for things like Palantir being up more than the market and Tesla being up more than the market, I think it's just like the whole like cult squeeze factor. When you get a relief rally, they just tend to be better on those stocks. You're not going to be up 6% on a day like today on Microsoft. I can tell you that without looking. You're not going to be up 6% on Meta, right? Like we know this because they just don't have the same kind of juice. They're not built the same way. Unfortunately, so it's a relief day it's a relief rally day in the market, and that just means Tesla's going to have a good one. You got to be careful for the stocks that are volatile, that have been beaten up a lot, and are not going much. Those are the ones that should scare you, like Oracle or CRM or Adobe would be an example. The ones that are relatively weak.
Just got the last little piece that we had. Just honestly went up to 319 and. That was the high, and we got taken out, and then it just came back in another 25 cents. But I'm not going to reload this one, man. Google was an absolute banger today, like I said, the biggest stock for me by far. All right, traders, here we go. I showed you the scanner already earlier. That was brought to you by eSignal. It's a trading platform that we all use here. So if you're interested, scan that QR code right there. Go find out what eSignal is all about. It is your first month free, so you can't go wrong with that. Check them out. Tell them you're from TraderTv.live by scanning that. You do get instant trading, lightning fast executions. They're hooked up with over 50 plus brokers, so most likely you can trade off the charts and hook up with your broker as well. Apps to download, back testing, game-changing charts, and honestly, global markets. They work on an entitlement basis, so you can watch and track any market you so, whether or not that be after hours markets or anything that's happening there in the CME. If your platform doesn't trading or you have to pay too much for that, you just have to pay the market entitlement, and you got it with all these screeners. It just allows for easy back testing, easy data, while in control of your own scan. Well, you can even code in eSignal, putting out your own triggers, and they have a huge library, huge knowledge base of shared studies that people have developed, right, including ops and things like that. If you are interested in upping your charting game, definitely give those guys a shout. Tell them we sent you, Trader TV Live, by simply scanning that QR code below. So thank you, eSignal, ICE, we saw that. Should be a good one there with Mark coming, and he's a good friend. He always brings those donuts. I don't think he knows that you like apple fritters. You got to tell him that, because he would be more.
I don't know that I need more.
No, I don't think we should be doing any more apple fritters, but he just keeps on bringing them.
It's a holiday season, man. I'm already going to be eating, like,
yeah, that's right.
It already gets
probably
bad.
like Halloween is so close to Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving, Christmas again. That's why people are like, I'm hitting the gym in the new year, and then all of a sudden February hits and
how they do.
Okay, yeah, Meta at the high of the day up 3.5%.
After I just said Meta doesn't move like that.
Yeah, it's moving like that a little bit there today.
I mean, it's barely better than the market, though. The market's 2.6.
Donuts are for winning trades, guys.
What are apple fritters? Ongoing news? Oh, boy.
What are apple fritters?
If you don't know what an apple fritter is, I think there's no point me telling you. What I would say is this, though. Instead of going to like a local donut shop, if you can, and if where you are has like fall fairs or like farmers markets, just go to like a fall fair or a farmer's market and get an actual like fresh apple fritter. It's my favorite pastry in the world. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna. I was just trying to think of like maybe I'll do something rare that I like. No, I absolutely love apple fritters, but they're the best if you get like fresh at a farmer's market. Like we used to do when my daughter was younger, we would always go to all the fall fairs and all the different like small towns around the city. And we go to one, I'm getting an apple fritter. They're so good. But you got to try one. I don't mind generic ones either. Like I'll get them from Tim Hortons, but it's not the same.
That's literally what
it's not the same thing. Like, they're good. They're great, but it's not the same as getting it fresh, freshly baked. You can't beat pastries from a fall fair or a farmer's market. You're just not at all.
I know, fresh bread. I mean, they're basically from. We have one of the greatest bakeries in the city, like a 2-minute walk from my house. So very spoiled. My kid just like, I'm going to the bakery. I was like, okay. The other day, he tells me we were at a hockey game and we told him to just go and get whatever he wanted for lunch. He comes back, he goes, oh, Dad, I had that brisket. I was like, oh, brisket. He went there at 10 o'clock in the morning and got a brisket sandwich.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, this guy taught this kid too well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right there. He's like, I beat all the construction guys. So he went there and got the brisket.
Like when I'm in Montreal, like
the veal is.
It'd be like 10:30 in the morning and I want a Montreal smoked meat sandwich. It's just like, I'm like, it's close enough to lunch.
Baked beans, Chaz. There it is. Baked beans.
Baked beans.
Say baked beans. I don't mind baked beans if it's Walmart. If it's Maple baked.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
We haven't
had baked beans in a minute.
I ate a lot of baked beans at university. That was it ish.
Oh, do they?
Who?
Farm Boy.
Oh, Farm Boy.
We try to get some Farm Boy stuff all the time. Farm Boy is like kind of like a Whole Foods. Around these damn parts. Okay, Walmart, this is why I said Walmart. So they're still ahead of my mind. They're a big sell. So you can see here, despite the futures kind of going high side there, Walmart low side, a sell of 5.6 million right there. So 5 million shares to sell. Remember, these will all get populated. Right now, this is from our broker, mysterious broker, BRKR, right there, giving us updates from the NYSE. So these don't update similarly on the NASDAQ. So when they do, we will have NASDAQ indicated here as well, and that's 350. So they all become public information, including Toronto, which there'll be rebalances today on Toronto stocks. I mean, many Toronto names. We talk about Enbridge, which I really like Enbridge. Enbridge is doing great, man, up 20% year to date, plus a 5 or 6% dividend. Enbridge, the pipeline company here. Great story. So this could be another one where it's like, you know, there could be a couple million shares in Toronto. So then you want to see what's going on in the United States as well. So there's that. See, here's Enbridge in Toronto, $68, $67. Take away the US dollar versus CAD, 47 back there. So there's many names that trade back and forth like this on both exchanges. So you got to be careful there. I know we talked a little bit about quantum earlier on today as well. And that just keeps on going, man. I mean, I'm going to have to do better trading smaller caps during the after hour, during this show, the 2 to 4 show, because, and not that Rigetti is a small cap name, maybe not by market cap, but, you know, by the way it trades.
By revenue.
You know, breaking, yeah, for sure by performance, but breaking 25.50, like, I feel like if we're going to be like this, so I'm going to have to think about some scanners and get them going a little bit again, because thinking about like levels where you're up huge on the day without too much news, and then you break through it near the end of the day, that's going to create yet again another squeeze. So, you know, everyone that was short this name not believing in it, you know, they would have won right there. They're celebrating like I was, you know, Google, yay, short, and then all of a sudden it breaks the top and then it goes. Obviously a name like Google, which we pretty much painted the top there again. Like, congratulations, Sean, you nailed the top again. You know, this name will have a lot of follow through. There's ETF buys, there's lots of stuff happening that could create this name to continuously go, right? But Rigetti, a lot of that is going to be squeezed. So whenever you see something like that happen, we should probably be on it. Damn you, Google. I had less than 5% left, so I'm not crying over spilled milk on that one. Beyond Meat was what, $8 or $9 a month and a half ago or so, wasn't it?
88.
Now you're down below, right? You've broken down below. There it is right here. You broke down below $1 now, and it looks like there's still some trouble to come here on BYND. Beyond Meat continues lower. So yuck on BYND today. Just not, I mean, it's fine up 1.3%, but everybody that's been sort of supporting that one, like I thought that when they were moving upside there, they changed their name, but no, they still kept Beyond Meat, and now they're Beyond Profitable, and just going lower there for Beyond Meat is that's going to be a problem. And then if you want to talk, if you really think the market's going to go downside, Joe, I don't know what kind of options play would this be, but Micron, if there's any bubble, it's in the storage space. Micron, Western Digital, SanDisk. So those are the three names that I would watch out for, man. SanDisk cracked 20% in one day. So I would, if you think that this is just going to be a short-lived fad here, this rally in the market, get short on Micron. That's about, like, I think Micron eventually goes down here 140, 150, and you could be talking about a week. So I'm going to be watching out for that if the market does blow up on itself for some reason. I don't know what that reason would be. I think we need more Fed speak to sort of quell the whole Fed talk. Like this to me is the problem right now. It's not a problem. It's great for the longs. I mean, I'm net long everything. See what I said? You see what I'm showing down here? Last week, right? We were way, way lower on 30 to 55%. Now we're starting to adjust, right? But just 1 week ago, November the 17th, it's too bad this doesn't go back even further. It goes back 1 month. But November the 17th was 42% chance of a rate cut. Now you're 85% chance. So pretty much giving that almost the okay. You know, it's going to happen. So rate cut right now helping this market, and that just comes with a lot of Fed talk and a lot of Fed speak on Thursday, Friday, really changed the tone of what people were thinking. So there we go, out of the futures, fine by me. We were just waiting for that one. We were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. We'll take a 5-cent hit there on that last reload. So yeah, good on us, man. We're watching our net continue to sort of grow there. No trades here as we'll wait for the imbalances.
Yeah, and I was just telling some people in the chat, if you have individual names you're curious about that aren't showing up on that imbalance list, throw them in there. I'm actually making a list, so it's easy for me, because whatever, I'm going to use the big list and look at the biggest ones, but I do have a list. People asked about Rocket Lab, Rigetti, and Webull, so I'm going to have a specific list where the ones that might not show up at the top, I can quickly reference them and I don't have to go searching around. Because it's kind of hard to do in real time. There's going to be so many that are large that when people ask questions about a name, if I haven't put it on the list already, it's going to be difficult. So, you know, let me know. People said put Broadcom on there. I don't mind. Broadcom, if it's there, it's probably going to be rather large. I'm only in Mara, but my stop is not moving. Giving it to the high of the day. That was the stop before. That's the stop now. Don't expect this one to have a big imbalance. And even Rigetti is expected to be a very, very small sell. Mara is supposed to be a very, very small sell. Yeah, Rigetti is expected to be 40,000 sell. So obviously, any number that comes out, yeah, like if it comes out huge one way or another, that's going to be a pretty big surprise. So with about 3 minutes to go, everybody in there, we'll see. There's no guarantees. BMNR just popped here at 3 million to buy.
Oh boy.
On BMNR, that just came out. OKLO now 2.7 million to buy. So things are starting to heat up a bit. I would venture to say that maybe BMNR could be a little bit more interesting, being up like 20% today. And that 3 million buy imbalance, I don't think it's supposed to be on the note. No. So the good news is it's not supposed to be on the note, already at the high of the day.
The thing is, it's already paired off a lot.
Yeah, the paired volume is pretty big. 2 million paired on BMNR, which is pretty much the imbalance itself. So that and OKLO are worth watching here. You want something that can move. So as I said before, probably not that interested in Walmart, and Walmart's expected to be a buy, and it's indicating a bit of a sell. So that's not going to be terribly exciting. The names like Google, like Amazon, like those types, like the really big ones, you know, we'll be able to get to those and see them pretty easy. It's more the smaller names I was asking about. Like if you're asking about a random one, someone just put in GitLab. Trust me, the GitLab is unlikely to have something large. So if you want it read off, you know, if you don't see it near the top of the list, it doesn't mean it's not a big imbalance, because there'll be so many that are over 1 million today that a lot of things will get kind of lost in the sauce. So BMNR is going to be on watch, at least for myself here.
Why?
20%. Relief rally. Go, Tom. Get it. Look at that.
Sitting right here to
Look at that rally.
It's a good rally, man. 20%.
Oh, it's great. It's just on the daily chart.
It's quite nice.
It doesn't look like much on the daily chart, unfortunately.
Nice. I just got the update that the car is fully charged, so thank you for that. Tesla in the basement right here. So 3:48 now, a minute and a half to go as we will wait to see where these all pair off. I'm really interested in BMNR because it just showed up, like, and it bounced off the 50-period moving average and back up 50 cents. So we'll wait to see as we are now just a minute away from the imbalances. Look, like we got taken out of the queues at the top. Fine, honestly. That top is 7 cents from here, so not much going on. Just shows you how little happened here in the afternoon, but now it's going to fall back in, and we have no idea what these futures are going to bring us. So here goes BMNR again with volume coming through. Now it's, this is the paired value, so they've already accounted. It was 6 million at one point. Still holding out, man, with only 50 seconds to go. This could be a wild ride. If that million stays for BMNR, this thing could shoot up even more. I know it's already done 56 million, but they're gonna have to buy 6 million of this at the end of the day. So this could really get going. There it goes even more. BMNR right here into the close, not the close, but into the auction area, starting to pair off. There it is, 1.8 now. So there's more and more taking it out, but BMNR on the way upside. All right, with only 15 seconds left, I'll maybe move this up a little bit so we can all sort of see. Let's just put it right here. That way we can still see the symbol here. And then when I click on it, let's put it right over here. So when I click on it, we can also see the chart. So here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So BMNR upside there on obviously a buy and bounce. Open door right now, rocking. We've seen this happen before. There goes open door up to 803 and change. Netflix probably, whoa!
That's big.
Jeez. Pardon me. Netflix working out as well. Palantir with a whoopsie sell. So that's the other way there. Amrise, we've seen that on the bid a couple times. I know, I don't want to, that's Mateo's stock there, nicely cooking.
Holy
right
Netflix.
There to the upside, but it's, yeah, that's what I was looking at Netflix. Neil, that's what we went, whoa, for. There goes Netflix.
That's the algos win so big on that because you're not capturing that move unless you are an algo. But there's also Palantir, 4 million to the sell side is a pretty big one as well. Let me just quickly check notes because I don't think I looked at Palantir. PLTR is supposed to be a buy. Okay, so that this one, maybe we'll get a pair-off event here because Palantir was supposed to be a slight upweight as that's a pretty hefty sell. So I think the pair-off trade could be one for Palantir here. Certainly Netflix might be a similar story. That was a big buy imbalance. And again, that's actually the wrong way as well. So Netflix was supposed to be a small sell and it ends up a gigantic buy. So that could also be a bit of a pair-off trade. Both those coming out in, I would say the wrong direction, but they were both small expected. Rigetti is 2.4 million to the buy side. So of all the names people ask me about in particular, Rigetti's the only one with a significant imbalance. Rocket Lab is only 300,000 to the sell side. Webull is 77,000. Webull is insignificant. It's Rigetti of those three names that ends up being the big one. So 22.4 million
there it is.
To the buy side on Rigetti.
Yep.
And there's the trend up. So unlike Rigetti was just trending up, like you had a smash up on Netflix, I guess that caught people off guard. Rigetti was trending up now 13% to the upside here for Rigetti. And I didn't see Nvidia on here.
Oh, there did I. No.
Oh, there it is. It's all the way down here, 2 million shares.
Okay, it's still huge.
It's paired off 20 million today.
Yeah,
so right now the closing interest on Nvidia is like 22 million shares at the close. But yeah, Rigetti big. Obviously, that Netflix was the biggest move. No question. And wasn't even expected. I wonder if this has anything to do with the split, but I can't see how it would.
No, I don't know what's up.
It shouldn't matter.
No, some of these names, no. There should be nothing about a split there. But I mean, it could just be that now that it's split and it's these prices, maybe it fits more people's baskets and portfolios. So I could see a buy, obviously, for Netflix. Is that's starting to come back in just a little bit here. I mean, these buys are just a temporary shot in the market. It's like basically an injection into your stock one way or the other. It looks like we are completely right with shorts, but we don't know. Google fell back into 317 again, and so did the futures, right? But again, net, you don't know what's popping through here. Palantir, still an aggressive sell. So we're gonna have to wait to see. At 355, many of these names can flip. So we're going to watch out for that. Was this the market bottom? No, I don't think so. Those of you asking in the chat, shout out to Tony. I don't think the bottom, no. But, calling tops and bottoms is fool's gold. You have no idea what's going to happen. I think you just always want to look for best quality names. And either way, if you think the market still has movement to the downside, then get short weak names, right? If you think that the market is going to blast from here, look at Google. Look at names that have held out well. If you think the market's going down more, this is your name right here, Palantir, down quite nicely from 200. Right? Look at SMCI, things like that. So, anyways, over to Neil, and then at 355, maybe we get a flip up here.
Certainly a possibility. And when you're trading, whether it's the imbalances, whether it's the momentum today, for too long it's meant risking your own money, or you just don't have enough capital to start with. Well, that fear of losing kept a lot of traders on the sideline, and it's changing because Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With its limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. And when you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits. No fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading powered by Trade the Pool. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now to get 10% off your first evaluation. So shout out to Trade the Pool, thank them. Already pulling back his Netflix, by the way. It's already back to 106, and that's with more or less nothing pairing off. It's still $6.5 million to buy. Oh, WBD, that's kind of weird. That was not there before Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers now $7 million to the sell side.
Oh boy.
Walmart's still sizable amount, but it was bigger before. Nvidia is now $4 million to buy. Nvidia's actually grown in the last couple of seconds, but Netflix, we'll see if it pairs off. 55 just hit.
Whoa.
It did. Oh, there it is. Gone. The Netflix imbalance 100% flipped, paired off, and it went up. Oh my goodness, thank goodness it didn't short that. If you had shorted the pairing event, it paired off and went 106.5 to 10. It just went $1 higher when the buy and balance paired off. I should have
been on Palantir.
Well, what happened to Palantir?
No, same thing. Like it just got waxed to the downside, but then it didn't pair off, and now it's trying to go back to green. I should have just highlighted Palantir. I was watching it. Now I have no idea where it is. Oh man, frustrating, because Palantir, I think, was also similar to what Neil was saying with Netflix there. Had to move down on that 355 and then rate back up. So yeah, violence. The market chose violence here at the end of the day. Look at the NASDAQ. I mean, you're almost kicking 3 right now. Wow, what a day. Walmart still being sold off here. Big Bear AI, WFC with a bid as well. Look at WFC going at the end of the day. There's Nvidia. Look at that. Wow. So many trades at the end of the day. This is why it's never a boring moment around these places, man. You never, ever know. I don't know what Tesla did, but I can imagine did something there.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, Tesla up to 422, back down. Like, look at that. 422 to 416 to 418 right now. Goes boom in the night. That's Tesla.
The other thing I forgot to mention, got wrapped up with the imbalances.
Netflix too, right?
CCL, no, the cruise line. CCL is down 7%. It retook the low of the day. These are still falling here. So we don't know what the story is. I couldn't come up with anything. Nothing was on Twitter. Nothing was on the news service. But you're continuing to flounder here. CCL, NCLH as well. So obviously Norwegian. Actually weird. Okay. Maybe it does. Okay. So the story people were talking about over the weekend, it was on a Carnival cruise, and it's Carnival that's at the lows, and NCLH is bounced. His RCA bounced as well. Yeah, that's weird. So it is just a CCL thing. Maybe it is that story. I don't see how it could be, but it's entirely possible, because it is Carnival that's at the lows and looking incredibly weak, getting absolutely smoked. And a few of the Mag 7 names did have big moves there at 355. Like there was, like Meta was cruising, that just pulled back $3. Going into the end of the day. Good relief rally day. Microsoft was rallying. It was at the highs of the day. It paired and went all the way back to VWAP. That's a couple of dollars drop back in. So pretty violent in terms of those 355 curls. There's the only name that's still big is OKLO. So with 2 minutes to go, OKLO is still 4.7 million to the buy side. Rather large. I thought Oklo... and it's actually breaking lower. That's a little weird. So it's looking weak and actually breaking down OKLO, despite the fact that it is still, now it's that N. It goes from the buy to neutral. But it's still, there it is. You just flash back to buy. So 4.8 million still on OKLO, but it's certainly not behaving like it's a big imbalance at all. It's completely rejecting this bid.
Oklo.
If it can stay at the last second, there might be something there, but it's already paired a bunch. So this might be a bit of a trap here on OKLO, and I was going to double check.
Not too much time left. Thanks again for everybody for joining us. We've had a great time here today. Thank you for some of the kind words there about the good show that we've been putting on. And again, to us, it's a show, but it's also life, right? I mean, we're actually sitting here trading, so we want to thank everybody for the continued support and all of that as we try to show you the possibilities of day trading here for an income and for a living, and giving you guys as many opportunities as possible to enjoy the show and just talk about some of these names. But there goes BMNR near the high of the day. We actually went over this stock earlier today and sort of talking about, you know, what kind of a move this was happening there on Tom Lee and so on and so forth. Loved name, but there goes BMNR today. Oklo still with the buy. We can watch this right at the end of the day. It looks like this 5 million shares paired off 10 million. Actually surprised that it's going down. This is why it's not always as it seems here, right? So you never know what's going to happen near the end of the day. It looks like Oklo today making moves lower, 30 seconds left. Right now, Walmart, I don't know, nothing on here that's of too much interest other than Oklo. We can sit here and watch this together with only 20 seconds left right now. Nothing really
It's still tanking.
so exciting right now. Maybe Tesla, but here we go, 10 seconds left. We can just watch Oklo, see if anything happens. There might be a little bit of spike one way or the other. All right, now we have less than 10 seconds left. Brought to you by Origenic, symbol OGen. Please check them out and give them a call, OGen. Thank you for sponsoring the closing bell, which is already on. So there it goes, closing bell right there. So Oklo's going to have to print 5 million shares. So I think this is going to just rip up right now. So we're going to have to wait for Oklo. Oh, did the print come? No. No ends yet. We'll wait. This might take a minute for them to print 5 million. They're going to have to print 11 million shares on Oklo. So I don't know where that print's going to go, but I'm assuming it's going to be a lot higher. That's going to be interesting, man, because I could have just taken unlimited amounts of shares there on Oklo, but didn't. So we'll give that a little bit of a look. It's now 4 o'clock, still haven't printed, or maybe it did. I don't know. There's a big print right there. Yeah, that's 11 million shares.
It has to print.
Yeah, where was that?
I don't see it.
I don't see that print though.
I see it.
Where? Oh, there it is. 55. Wow, they did it right at the market. Okay, well, congratulations. That's an awesome job by the DMM there. Whoever that market maker is, congratulations, man. You just nailed it right there on Oklo. They gave you the exact price. So that's the thing, right? These things can be gamed, but not when they're giving you the price that they see. So good job there and a good job today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Be back tomorrow. Remember, it's 8 o'clock.
So glad that one didn't feel right. So, yeah, because it's saying 5 million. That could have been.
I was wondering why it didn't move at all.
Yeah, it didn't move, so you don't have to take it. But that's a good point, Sean.
Thank you.
8 o'clock is permanent. We're back at 8 o'clock every day except for Thursday because it's Thanksgiving holiday. U.S. markets are closed. We're not going to be here. But 8 o'clock in the morning so we can go over more, so we can cover a heck of a lot more, prepare for more, get the numbers ready for you guys when there are economic numbers at 8:30. We do get some data this week. The PPI this week.
Nvidia 183. Nvidia up 2% at the end of the day. Pretty good.
The market up 2.6. The NASDAQ up 2.6%. The ES only 1.5 because it was a recovery from tech. So congratulations to anyone that bought the dip. But we didn't get back to the Thursday highs. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause. Good rally, but no, we're still not even where we were at the open on Thursday when everything fell off.
BMNR is doing so much volume in the after hours. It's crazy. Yeah, so many shares going through here. BMNR. I wonder if someone's stuck or something. I don't know. Lots of shares going. 199, 199, 400. I don't know. Lots of stuff going on. All right, 70 million shares. All right, that's Neil. I'm Sean. Thank you so much. It was an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks, Brendo, Ramin. Fabian's not here, but thanks, Fabian. Anyways, Joe, Obi for covering Adara.
Obi.
And everybody else. Thank you to everybody for watching. Andre as well. So, all right, man. Monday night. I don't know. Oh, it's San Francisco, Carolina. I don't have anybody playing or any reason to watch that. I don't mind watching young quarterbacks, Bryce Young, and see what he's doing. I don't know.
That game does not excite me whatsoever.
No, Christian McCaffrey, maybe.
If you have nobody going in fantasy or you're not a fan of San Fran or Carolina, you ain't watching that game.
No. Chuba Hubbard's Canadian, right?
Yeah, Chuba's Canadian. You're a West Coast guy.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's a new setup and everything. All right, we're back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Until then, that's Neil. I'm Sean. Ciao.